All right, all right. We'll give it a minute for this party to get started. Before we jump in, I'll just tell everyone, if you're here right on time, thank you for being here. We're really happy to have you. My name is Joe. I'll introduce Kevin in a moment, and we'll just give it one more minute. So let's talk quickly about the weather. Kevin, how are you today? How you feeling?
I'm doing well, Joe. Thank you so much. Weather's beautiful here today.
Good, man. Well, I know you're to the north in Washington. I'm down here in Los Angeles, and together, Intaker and MyCase, guys. If you're here, we're really excited to have you, number one, and we are going to talk about the brand new integration. So I'll get to introductions in a moment. Intaker is really proud and honored to be one of the earliest, not the first, but one of the early integrations with MyCase. And we're going to talk today about what this means for small law firms, for solo practitioners who are using the MyCase platform, and how they can get more value out of it by using Intaker to save time, win more clients, and really grow their law firm faster. So one quick note about housekeeping, then I'll turn it over to Kevin to hear a little bit of what he's got to say. Housekeeping, right? There's a raise hand, the Q&A box for questions, and also the chat. So if you go to chat, make sure that you're messaging to panelists and attendees if you want to get more people involved in your messages. Otherwise, if you just send them to panelists, we're only going to see them, and your friends and other colleagues will not. Okay, so that being said, chat or Q&A box is how to do questions. Really quick, I'm Joe with Intaker, handle partnerships here. Really happy to be here. And I want to take a special moment to introduce Kevin. He's been really the one driving this forward to get us to where we are today with a beautiful integration. Really happy to get some of the early adopters in and get more people who are on this call to start using this integration. It's been a game changer for some law firms. So Kevin, without further ado, welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Joe. And thank you everybody for joining us, I guess this morning and afternoon for some. Like Joe said, I'm Kevin Britt, head of partnerships here at MyCase. That also includes the acquired brands over the past 18 months or so, Case Pierce, Soluno, DocketWise, and Woodpecker. Thrilled to be here with Joe and Team Intaker today. As many of you may know, integrations are somewhat new to MyCase. Just super excited for the Intaker integration today, but also excited for kind of the increased velocity that you should see out of MyCase on bringing really cool integrations to market to bring tons of value to you. Real quickly, 4 key things that we're looking for in partners, bringing MyCase customers absolute value, great technology, a business model that makes sense and works. And lastly, and this is so important, is working with really great people. And so happy today to say that we check all 4 boxes with Intaker. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Joe and let him be the star of the show, because that's the absolute case here. Lastly, please put questions in chat, and between myself, Chloe and Chris will answer chat questions as we go along.
Very cool.
Take it away, Joe.
Kevin, thank you. And I forgot to introduce Chloe and Chris. They're our wonderful moderators today. So Team Intaker, we're in the house and we're here to answer all your questions, but Kevin will be here for the MyCase specific stuff. And so with that being said, all right, I'm sure many of you came here today. Maybe you've heard about Intaker. Maybe this is something that you've even talked to us before, or maybe not. Before I get further about the integration, I want to just give you a quick overview of what Intaker is, right? Intaker is Empathy Automated. That is the line that we chose at the beginning of this year to sum up what we do and how we deliver more value in that new client experience, primarily through chat. So before I get ahead of myself, what do we do? Intaker, we're empathy-driven, conversion-optimized website chat built specifically for law firms and the legal industry. So we use video, we use automation, and we qualify leads for every different type of case. So why do we do this? To give firms the edge to stand out in their marketplace and maximize both their lead conversion and the quality of their intakes, so they're not wasting time. We'll get to more of that. I'll show you a few more things about Intaker as we go, but I want to touch on the integration with MyCase. That's why you're all here. So really happy to be here, guys. Who is this integration right for? If you're on this call, chances are there's something that spoke to you when you read about it. But if you're wondering, is this going to be right for me? I want to get that out of the way right now. So who is this right for? This integration is for the attorney who feels like they're spending too much time on data entry, right? It's the main pain point I hear about from law firms, especially smaller law firms all the time, it's either they're the ones doing this, or they might have an office admin who's responsible for doing a lot of spending time on manually entering data. And the thing is, whether it's you, it's clear, but even if it's your office admin, the more time you spend on these low value tasks, it takes away from your ability to work on results generating, high level work at your law firm, both for you and your staff, right? And really that just leaves you with one hand tied behind your back as you're trying to both grow your law firm and run your practice at the peak performance, right? So too much time on data entry. We want to, if this is you, a problem that you've had, then you're in the right place. But there's other points, right, that I've heard. I've heard of a lot of firms who, even if they're not, data entry is not the big issue, they are spending time qualifying leads when really today they should be more qualified already. We have tons of automation tools out there. Intaker is not the only one, but it's a great choice, and I'll show you more about that. But we want to make sure that if you reach out to someone, it's not to find out, hey, is this going to be a good client? When you reach out to someone, it's to move that conversation forward and retain them. And if they're not a good case, if they're not a good client, we want you to have the information, the need to know facts before you pick up the phone, right? So if you're someone who is spending time, either you or your staff, qualifying leads on the phone, this is a huge time sink for lawyers and their staff. So I would just ask, what would it save you if you could, every time that you place a call to qualify someone, what if that was already done for you and you had those minutes and those hours back? What would that save you in terms of time, energy, money in a month, in a year? So that's another main area. And there's one more, right? Because a lot of law firms are investing in their digital marketing, their online presence, but they're not seeing the return on that investment. They're not capturing enough leads through those other channels. I know referrals, et cetera, are the main bread and butter for many firms, but you can only grow so far with that. When you want to expand, you need more gas in the tank, more leads in the pipeline. And we'll talk about the pipeline in MyCase in just a moment. But this is another main point, especially when attorneys are working with marketing companies and agencies to bring them clients, but they're falling short of those targets. What if you could capture more leads on your website without having to spend more on your marketing budget and dramatically increase your costs? Intaker is here to turn that around. Okay, so those are some of the pain points that I hear most often from law firms. And if any of those resonate with you, please hang out with us. So I'm now going to pivot to, if you are coming on board, what can you expect, from this integration? So I touched on a few of this before, and in about maybe 4 minutes, we'll get to actually see this in progress. We'll do the integration for you. The number one thing, automate your intake, right? A lot of the questions that before you might have needed to communicate with someone using your own time, using your staff's time, whether that's over email, text, or call, we want to do that for you. Automate your intake process, capturing the need to know information, whether that's information about jurisdiction, statute of limitations on certain matters, or even just details about the case. This is the kind of thing that we want to, we strive to do every time. So it's also what helps make us stand out for Intaker. The next thing, what do? We can streamline the workflow. So we're going to show you how to automatically send every lead captured through chat with Intaker directly into MyCase, right? But that's not where it ends. If you do want to make other integrations to your schedulers, your calendars, let people get that consultation on the books right at the end of the chat, we're going to show you how to do that, right? And the reason why is to provide an effortless new client experience every time. So, and people like that. All right. And then at the end of the day, what is this all about? Growing your law firm smarter, more intelligently, with more compassion, more personality. And the goal is to win clients, right? So we'll show you how to do all these things. And thank you guys for the questions. I see them coming in. So I know Chloe and Chris, thank you for the help fielding these. All right. So at this point, I've given you the overview of what this is about, you know, the pain points, the what to expect when you come through it. Now, how does the integration actually work? So we're going to do something here today, guys. We're gonna try this live, and don't worry, I got a backup if we run into a hiccup. But I want to show you how the integration works, especially if you've never seen Intaker, right? So you know about website chat, and oh, right. There's one thing before I continue. I wanted to ask, who here has used website chat before on their site, right? So let me give a quick question to the audience. And let me say, this is, let me ask this one right here. Okay, well, I actually can't see, we don't have that one ready. So I cannot ask you if you've used chat before. Let me ask you this instead, right? And so if you guys are on this, I want to just find out what your main practice area is. Some people are going to be family law, others are going to be estate planning, personal injury, criminal, and yeah, it looks like good numbers. I will end this poll in just a little bit. Thank you guys for this great feedback, great data. And so while I wait for that, we will come back here. All right, cool. So I'm going to end this poll. It looks like we have about I think you guys, if you cannot see it, let me say share. All right, we've got about 30% family law. That's the biggest one. I have a little demo ready for family law, but if you're in estate planning, criminal, PI, immigration, bankruptcy, or any of these other consumer-facing practice areas, right, we can do something very similar, what I'm about to show you, for your practice area, right? So one of the things that we're proud of is that we handle all different types of cases. So with that being said, let me ask you one more question, and then I'm going to jump into this integration. So my next question for you is, do you already use live chat? So some people might be using this on, and I'll stop sharing this. Some people might be using chat now. Some people might have used it before. And I know, you know, if you're new to the, well, MyCase integration families, I'm sure, you know, the integrations are an exciting thing. But let me see if I can ask this question really quick, and then I'm going to move into how this whole thing is going to work. If you use live chat, so I can see that some people, maybe about 1 in 5, are using live chat right now. You might have used it in the past, and you might have had some, you know, pain points with it. So I'm sure if it's, you know, a live chat versus an automated chat, that's one thing that can make a big difference. And I'm going to show you why automated chat, we believe, is the future, right? So I'm going to end this poll right now. We got a lot of responses. Thank you, guys. And so it is about 1 in 5 is going to be using chat. Here's the thing. If you're not using chat and you are investing in your online marketing, your digital advertising, even just your SEO, even only if that's all you're doing, chat is a great way to get more leads into your pipeline, into MyCase, and start working them. You're going to get more clients, and chat is the #1 fastest growing way for people, their #1 way to reach out, right? It's becoming the preferred choice. Yes, people still call, but how many people are not calling your firm, visiting your website? You're not going to know that if you don't have chat. So that is my pitch for chat in general today. All right, so let's get a look, everybody, and see how this is. All right, how does the integration work? I'm going to click this and hopefully, all right, let's go back to the presentation. I think you guys can all see, this is just a fake website. I'm not a lawyer, so Rotolo Law is just it's just a little imaginary law firm I made up. So, and let me see. I'm going to show you guys video. By the way, this before I change my whole look, is a great way to get people's attention. If you are using chat, I'm sure you are not using something like this. I'm going to play you just the first few seconds of this video to give you a sense for how we use it to create a better personal connection with people and drive them to take action, right? To chat with us. So when it's a message from you as the managing partner of your law firm, it goes much further when you are the one welcoming them in on their first website visit and then telling them, click below, chat with us, see what we can do to help you. All right, here we go. Hey there, this is Joe, and I'd like to welcome you to Intaker. To get started, click on one of the options below me. Tell me a little bit more about your situation so our team can see what we can do to help you. All right, so imagine you can use a little short video, and I'm going to select a chat option. We're going to have this conversation, and then we're going to see how it looks in terms of the MyCase integration, right? If I click on divorce here, we can ask a few questions. And what we want to do is, number one, capture the lead. Number two, qualify them. So when you do get the information, you save time. You're not asking questions later that you should have known at the front. Now, I'll say, can we explain the situation? I need a divorce. And, you know, I'm just making up a story here, guys. Don't take it personally. When I ask for information about this lead, I would normally get a volunteer. I don't know if we have time to take a volunteer from the audience. So let me just say, I'll say Bart Romano. I'll give my phone number. Now, one thing as well is if you are using texting for your clients and you want to know, are they someone who likes to get text messages, right? This is really helpful, which is getting their consent on the front end. So I can say yes, that someone can text me, or if they don't want to, they can say no. And then what is the email? I'll just, I'll throw in my email here. If you guys want to reach out to me, you'll have my email at the end, but you have it now too. It's joe@integer.me. Hi. And so after we capture the lead, we've got them interested, they started to chat. Now we want to get them qualified, right? So if this is a divorce matter, because we're looking at family law, then we might ask, are there children in the marriage? I'll just run through a couple questions. And from the other person's perspective, they're just clicking or tapping buttons to tell us, are there any shared interests? They can tell us some of these things, right? And then, are there other legal cases? And if they say yes, then maybe you'll ask, you know, what kind of cases are they? And so they might not want to share all the specific details. So we want to meet them at their comfort level. But then for things like family law, the conflict check is really important. So capturing that opposing party's name. And then if there's anything else that we want, we can capture it here. If I hit skip, then we go to the end. And so you can ask a few more questions. I'll say, yeah, we want to speak with a live agent, but check out that we have another video at the end to really seal the deal and leave them cement that great first impression when they visit your site. So here we go. Hey, thanks for sharing that detail. Here's what to expect next. Our team is going to review everything that you sent us. We're going to reach back out to you. So look out for either a phone call or a text. And then we're going to see what we can do to help you. So in the meantime, you can click the link below me to either read some testimonials from our previous clients, or if this is after hours, schedule a consultation for that next business day. Look forward to speaking. All right, so you've seen Intaker. Now we're going to go to MyCase. Last thing I'll just point out is if you are someone who is looking into, we're already offering self-scheduling for your clients. It is a great way to increase the, number one, the set rate, to decrease the show rate, and just make sure that people who come through chat have a very clear next step, and that you don't have to chase these folks on the phone if you get them to automatically take that next action, right? So I won't talk too much about this right now. That's kind of a separate thing. But let me go to the quick one. And sorry, guys, I have to minimize my screen here for a second. Let's go to the MyCase dashboard, right? I want to see this and let's log in. I'll go back to maximize. All right, very good. So you see here, this is the MyCase dashboard. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. I'm going to go and show you, and I'm happy to go through this with all you guys later. I'm going to offer you later to, if you want to set up a call, learn a bit more, see if this integration is right for you, can answer tons of questions, not just here, but on that one-on-one call. So let me go to leads, right? You come to the MyCase dashboard, you go to leads, right? And then if I click on online leads here, this is where you're going to see some of these new contacts, right? And as promised, we have Bart Romano is in the house over here. And so one thing to note is you'll need to approve some of these leads. And if I hit approve, what happens? It will go straight to the leads pipeline, right? And so here it is. If I go to Bart, we can convert to a case, but maybe I want to edit some details or just see where that whole information is, right? If I go to lead details over here, lead details, this is the information, right, that came through the intaker chat. And so all the things that were captured before in the chat, we now have in your MyCase. If you do want to take the next step, you can either edit some information here, you can convert it to a case, and from here, you all know what to do better than I am, not a lawyer, so this is where my product knowledge, turn it over to Kevin if you guys have MyCase questions at this point. But that being said, this is just a little bit about how this integration works, and I think that kind of covers what I wanted to. Oh, one more thing, right, is it's important. Let's say that something happens, you might lose some of this detail, something gets erased. You'll always have a source of truth. When the lead comes in through Intaker and it gets submitted back to, integrated to MyCase, there's always a way to get back to this particular lead inside Intaker just to see, make sure if you lost information before about the conversation, then you can go back and see it right here in your Intaker dashboard. All right, so here that kind of wraps up the part that I wanted to show you. Let me go back to the presentation, and I'll spare you guys the slides. We already went through a lot of this right now, but just a quick recap, and then I know we got to take Q&A and then head out in a bit. We have leads. When you go to online leads, you can approve. That is how they enter the pipeline. And then from there, all of this information you can just see in your MyCase dashboard, and also link back to your intake dashboard if you need it. All right, well, we got here. It's about 5 minutes left. Let's talk about if you think this is ready, if you're ready to learn more, if you say, hey, this could help me, there's something here that could save me time, make my team more effective, make my online marketing convert more leads. So if any of those sound like these are things that we can help you with, I invite you to scan this code and book a demo. If you want to talk to us, if you want to get in touch, this is the easiest and this is the best way to do it. And so here we're doing a special offer just for MyCase family members. And the two things that we're offering are, number one, we're going to waive all the onboarding fees. It's different for different firms, usually around $500, where we waive that, that's gone. And also, if this sounds good, we're going to offer 20% off of the first 3 months. So I know we're not going through particular pricing today, but I would again encourage all of you to schedule a demo, talk to either me, talk to Chris, talk to Sam, talk to one of our sales team to see what we can do and if this is going to be the right fit for your law firm. So with that being said, that's the pitch. I hope that some of you found this useful today. I know we've got a really good crowd, really good time. I had fun today. So here we're gonna open it up for any last minute Q&A. So let me turn it over to Chris. Chris, were there any questions that came up, repeatedly that you think we should just, bring on to the whole stage here for everyone?
No, I think I've been answering a few of these as we go. There is a question that looks like someone says, can we print out lead detail from MyCase? That one I don't know. The rest I'm trying to answer in chat.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that MyCase question. I can't answer it. Kevin, you're up.
Yeah, I'll double back on that one. I don't want to be misleading at all.
Fair. That's a wise answer.
Yes, this, just to add, there's a question in chat. Yes, this was recorded, and so you'll get a recorded link that you can have access to.
Yes, sounds good. And now we're going to do just one more poll, and this is, I'm just curious, guys. Let us know if you think you're ready to learn a little bit more about Intaker. So if you take a look, right, I'm just going to ask, do you want to learn more? Should we reach out? The best and easiest and fastest way to get in the front of the line is to click this link or book a scan, take your cell phone out, go and just take a picture of this QR code. We've all lived through COVID, so I think we all have seen QR codes, at least at restaurants now. And so book a demo, and that's the way to cut the line. Otherwise, if you're not ready to, we will be happy to get in touch. I want to take a moment because Kevin, I know we have to say goodbye in just a minute. I want to give a big shout out, not just to Kevin, but to both the entire team at MyCase and the entire team at AffiniPay, because I know this integration is happening right after, I think maybe the biggest announcement in MyCase's history. So congrats again to the even bigger family now that Kevin is a part of. So we're really happy to be partners with all you guys.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you, everybody.
All right. So that's it for now. We love you, and we'll see you on the demo. All right. Take care, everyone. We're going to say goodbye.